No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here today, and hi to you out there in the live stream land. My name is Reverend Christy Corna. I'm the Associate Minister here at Unity of the Blue Ridge, and Reverend Darlene is off today. And you're in for a real treat if you've not experienced Charles Holt before. Yeah. So we're so delighted to have you back. Thank you. Thank you. So, welcome, and we start everything here with a prayer. So let's just center ourselves and take this in. So I know that there is one life, one power, one presence, infinite, eternal. It was never born and cannot die. It is the life of God. And this is our very essence. The divinity within is our innate wisdom and love and beauty. It's that which connects us to all life. And so I know we come here this day to recognize that divinity within ourselves and within one another, and to carry that light and that peace and that love in a more expanded way. So we give thanks for this spiritual community. We give thanks for all this community, live stream, in person, the lives that are touched through the messages and the love and the light that beams from Unity of the Blue Ridge. And we let this morning unfold with exquisite beauty, revealing that indwelling peace and shining our light. And so it is. Amen. One thing I do want to add is if there are children, we do have our youth program out in the back, and they have a lot of fun back there. Sometimes I watch them from my office window, so it's very cool. And now I want to take this opportunity to just turn to one another, or, take a look around and see who you're in spiritual community with, and do a little namaste greeting, honoring that divinity within. And then I invite you to turn towards the cameras and give a namaste to everybody out there in the live stream. Thank you for joining us. All right. And so now we're going to turn it over to Kat. Pardon? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Because I even have a prop. So if you have a cell phone, we invite you to please, please, please turn that onto airplane mode or turn it completely off if you can. It really helps with the broadband here and so much more. So if you could check your phones and make sure they're off. And God's calling all the time, so there you go. So
So thank you for that. And now we're going to turn it over.
Running around facing this and that, giving up to God and then you take it back. Just release and let it go. You don't have to think about it anymore. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do his thing. Let him do his thing. Look like the weight of the world's on your back. Just take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't no good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do his thing. Come on, let him do his thing. Without your say so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You don't plant a seed, dig it up and see if it's growing. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do his thing. Come on, one more time. Get out of the way.
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 I say get out the way and let God do his thing. Let him do his thing, y'all.
I think my favorite line in there is, you don't plant a seed and dig it up to see if it's growing. It was like, oop, oop. How many times in my life have I gone, oh, okay, faith. That's where faith comes in. I want to share a brief inspirational reading with you. Actually, if you've not subscribed to the Daily Word from Unity Worldwide Ministries, it's very cool. And they actually have an app, which I have on it. They have daily words, and they have and then they have a lot of archived published articles. And I found one from August 20th of 1973 that I wanted to share with you. And the title of it is Power Within. Through the power of God within me, I meet with faith any situation that confronts me. We have the Spirit of God within us, which makes us equal to any situation. This Spirit becomes active and effective in us by our becoming aware of it and letting it find expression through us. Albert Schweitzer once said, "We see no power in a drop of water, but let it get into a crack in the rock and be turned into ice, and it splits the rock. Turned into stream, it steam, it drives the pistons of the most powerful engines. Something has happened to it which makes active and effective the power that is latent within it. When we become aware of God's Spirit within us, something wonderful happens to us. We discover that we have within us a power that is greater than any circumstance. Our dependence upon the power of God within us enables us to meet with faith any situation that confronts us. The scripture is, I will put my spirit within you. It's from Ezekiel 7. And I want to share our special guest today is just brilliantly talented and such a creative and loving being. And his name is Charles Holt. He's a Broadway actor, a keynote speaker, and an author who inspires audiences around the world. He has starred in some of the most celebrated and spectacular shows in the American theater history, such as Smokey Joe's Cafe, Jesus Christ Superstar, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Disney's Lion King. He had starring roles in television, film to his credit, as well as extensive work as a voiceover artist. He has addressed organizations such as TEDx, Berkeley and Nashville, NCORE, National Conference on Race and Ethnicity, American Heart Association, Rikers Island Correctional Facility, Facing History and Ourselves, and numerous colleges, universities, and churches. He is a recording artist, such a beautiful voice, I might add, the author of 3 inspirational books, and the creator and director of a nonprofit organization. Charles' relationship with his dad was a catalyst in creating his emotional literacy and learning program curriculum and the Open Frames Project organization. So let's welcome the most talented Charles Holt.
This off so we can see each other. Let's stay in the vein of this mudra with Rolling River God. And if you've heard this before, I know this song means so much more to me now. As a matter of fact, this was the last center that I spoke at before the pandemic hit. So I've had a chance to really think about the words of this. And this is what I will say now. Rolling river God, little stones are smooth. Only once the water passes through. Now I am a stone, rough and grainy still, trying to reconcile this river's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, My prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice I am just a little smoother in your hands. Sometimes raging wild, sometimes swollen high, but never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you is where I want to stay and feel the sharpest edges wash away. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change it takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice I am. I'm just a little smoother in your hands. Rolling river God, these little stones are smooth. It's only once the water passes through, and when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, then I know that you picked me up and noticed that I I'm just a little smoother in your I'm gonna stay up here just a little longer. Well, it's so good to be back. Thank you. And to see everybody, and to just to feel the vibration and the frequency of humanity. It's nothing like it. So things have changed. I've been in Atlanta since January of 2020, and that was divine order, because I was going back to New York to get an apartment. It didn't work out. And so I found myself in Atlanta during the entire year of 2020 and up to this point. And I'll be moving back to New York in 2 weeks. But I tell you, there were some things that went on in that apartment. No television, because I didn't come to Atlanta to stay. So I said, well, just get minimal things. And April of 2020 was the beginning of something very enlightening, frightening. So, you know, when all of this took place, they said Broadway shut down. I was in New York when 9/11 happened. Broadway shut down for a little bit of time. And I thought in my mind, it'll be the same. This'll pass. Well, 2 weeks went by and they said, well, Broadway, like everything else, is shut down indefinitely. And I had been in denial for 2 weeks. That's not going to happen to Broadway. It's got to come back, the stage that I love more than. And it didn't. So April came and I had this meltdown. I was at the sink, washing vegetables, preparing a really delicious red lentil soup that I make. And all of a sudden, my mind spun into this place of fear and uncertainty. I went through everything in my life at that minute that was wrong. Why am I here? How did I land this? When I came out of college, I was working for IBM. My mother told me to stay, and I said, no, Mom, I got to go to the Great White Way. There's something waiting for me there. And I thought about those decisions, and I ran down this rabbit hole. It wasn't like a, hold on, I just went fast. And I went from disappointment to sadness to anger and then into rage in my mind. How could all of this have come upon me? Going into the victimhood, stage. And I stayed there for about 45 minutes unbeknownst to me. And have you ever gone and jumped into a pool of water and thought you could swim a little deeper and gone a little deeper, and then all of a sudden you're running out of breath and you're trying to get to the surface? I had an opportunity to come up from out of the rabbit hole by just a breath, and something spoke to me and said, call a friend, you need to hear another voice, and I did. And after I got off the phone, I said, what can have me come back to a place where I know there's somewhere inside of me that has never, ever been touched or hindered or blocked from creativity, from imagination? Where was that? And all of a sudden, a little boy spoke to me and said, hey, it's me, your 5-year-old self. When I was 5 years old, there was nothing that was unlikely. Everything was likely feasible. Everything was doable. And if I couldn't create it at that moment, I would say, okay, I'll hold space. I wouldn't call it that. I'll hold space for you, and I'll go over here and do this real quick. And then all of a sudden, you'll manifest. And it seemed like everything at that point in my life was just gone. I said, I'm going to need to write. I started writing. I went to my computer, went to YouTube, and I said, I need to see The Wizard of Oz again. So I watched it. You know what happens. It's one of the greatest classics there is. Dorothy gets spun out by this tornado into the land of Oz. Doesn't know where she is. Meets people along the way. Scarecrow is first. He's looking for a brain. Then the Tin Man, he's looking for a heart. And then finally the Cowardly Lion, he's looking for courage. And so she says, I'm looking to get back to Kansas. I want to go back. And to me, metaphysically, she was talking about back to center. Back home, which is right here. She says, how can we find the way to get back home? Well, there's this wizard.
And this is what you have to do to get to the wizard. Well, enters two witches, Glinda and then the wicked witch of one of those sides, east or west, I think. And what was donned on Dorothy's feet were these red slippers. And Glinda, the good witch, says, whatever you do, don't take them off. You'll be bombarded by this wicked witch. She'll try and get them because they're magical. Well, of course, you know how this plays out. The wicked witch appears and she says, those ruby slippers, I want them. Dorothy says, no, you can't have them. She says, I'll do everything I can to get those if it means your demise. So the story continues on. And what we find is that all of these hoops that Dorothy has to seemingly jump through to get to the wizard so that she can get back to Kansas and so that the Tin Man, the lion, and the gentleman who needs a straw man can get what they need. And they finally make it. They finally get to the wizard. And what do they hear? I am the wizard of Oz. Well, there's one thing, one dog named Toto. Don't talk about him much. Dorothy takes him wherever she goes. And there in front of the wizard, well, he's behind a wall. And then this face, this apparition appears, and I guess he's supposed to be the wizard. And I guess Toto is sitting there wagging his tail, and he's going, something doesn't smell so good. So while they're in fear, Toto is figuring some things out. Well, they got their directives from the wizard. Go get the broom from the wicked witch. And when you come back, you'll have to bring it to me, and all of your wishes will be granted once you do that. Well, you know the story. Some water splashes on the wicked witch and she melts. They get the broom, they go back to the wizard. We're finally going to get, I'm going to get my heart, I'm going to get courage, and I'm going to get a brain. And Dorothy says, and I'm finally going to get to go home. Well, they got there, and again, crashing. Hello, I am the all-powerful wizard. Shh, shh, shh. Toto's right there, and I guess Toto is saying, you know what? I'm ready to go. Let me uncover him. Let me unveil what this is all about. So all of a sudden, Toto runs, grabs the hem of this fabric, pulls it back so that they can see what's behind this operation. Well, the wizard feels a little out of sorts, so to speak. And Dorothy says, what did you think you were doing? I mean, why did you have us thinking that you would give us some magical powers to get a brain and a heart and some courage and me back home? And he stutters and he says, well, all I can say is I couldn't do any of that. But the most important thing is you didn't need me. It was inside of you all the time. I paused. I said, Charles, it was inside of you. It's inside of you all the time. Whatever it is that you need is inside of you. And I started writing. The 5-year-old self said, yeah, I'm still here. let me give you some other things to think about. Some other ways that you might not have thought you had courage, or that your creativity just lacked and lagged. And the heart that you thought you didn't have to forgive yourself. Let me bring that up to you. And in that moment, I prayed. And I said, Father, Mother God, thank you for letting me see how this always plays out, regardless of situation, circumstance, and condition. Sure, there will be times when it feels like we've met the end of the road of a situation. And then that 5-year-old self or whatever year old comes back and says, okay, take a right. We got some fun to have down this lane. And then you get to the end of that, so to speak, and it says, take a left, turn, run around, do this, turn another corner. And then you'll find yourself right back at center. Because I'm never far away. I'm right here, right now. And so with all of this that is happening, I say, wow, if we could all get back, touch it. That part of us that says there is nothing, no thing, and no one that can keep you from realizing the spiritual mandate, whatever you want to call it, the purpose that I have here on the planet. It shall be revealed through you. When you get back to center, it shall be revealed unto you. So this morning, my talk is not long, but it's on that part where there's something inside of us that's always ready to reveal the next great part of who and what we are, what we came to do now, not what happened. Because I knew that I was on Broadway. I knew that I had traveled the world and sang, and all of a sudden it was cut off, and then something said, can you come back to center and dream a bigger dream? There was a part of me that said, no, I want to hold on to that because that feels what? Secure. But then that 5-year-old self said, no, you remember, once that's gone, then you turn, you bless it as you move forward. Say, there is something else waiting for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know the details. And you know what? I really can't see it, but there's part of me, going back to what Toto revealed, there is something that always knows inside of us how to get to that next place in this moment. I want to encourage you as I move back to New York. I don't know. I don't. All I know is I have a soul. And I have a part of me that says you've got to go. You have to go, Charles. There is something waiting through the door. You've got to step through it and go. I think many of us are at that point. What we knew is just a leaping off point into what is calling us forward. And sometimes we are pushed by pain till we are pulled by a vision. And whatever the vision is, God says, will you trust me now? Will you come now and be a bigger, grander blessing to yourself and to everybody around you? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to say yes even when you can't see what's in front of you? My answer is yes. I can't see. I know I'd love to go back to Broadway. I'd love to do more television and film. I'd love to do voiceovers and again and again and again, but I can't do them the way that I did them. There is something bigger and grander that is calling me and all of us forward. Toto to the rescue. Please pull it back so I can see what's already been there all the time. Let's take a breath together. Inhale and exhale. In this breath, we give great thanks for what has been spoken, everything that has been sung, everything that has been caught in this consciousness, in this moment, and everything that we say yes to our greater unfoldment, yes to greater love, greater peace, greater joy. All of that's in me, so I get to express it. I get to become it. I get to see it because it is revealed. It's revealed in, through, and as me. And as my heart continues to open up, I say yes to life. I say yes to life more abundantly, more than I have ever expected or imagined. Don't know what it looks like. I don't know what to expect all the time. But I know that there is something inside of me that says yes. And that is my rescue. My rescue is the yes to my greater unfoldment. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. And let's go forward. Let's go forward. And if you think about me from now, or if I come upon your mind, just say, go, Charles. Go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I am. This is a song that I wrote years ago while watching a tree out in Los Angeles. And the leaves just began to flutter. And I said, "Oh, are you waving at me?" And the tree fluttered again. And I said, "Oh, I remember you. We're connected. There is no separation." It said, "Look at the hills and the wind and all those stones around you." Yes, we are the I am. Question and the answer is not very far. The song of the sages, the knowledge of the ages is living where you reside. You have the key that unlocks the door to enter in that sacred place you haven't gone before, where deep meets deep, soul to soul. Feel that connection as the truth unfolds. I am. to me. Look deep inside you. Trust the force that guides you. It knows the way. There's no separation. We're one and the same. A child of the Creator, known by different names. The Alpha and Omega, the eternal flame that burns deep inside you. Do you know my name? I am from the mountains to the oceans. I am from the rocks to the trees. I am all the stars and constellations. I am, you are. I am from the mountains to the oceans. I am from the rocks to the trees. I am all the stars and constellations. I am, you are. I'm spiritual and mystical. I am life, I am love. I live in you, and you live in me. From the very low to the heavens above, I am. Come on, put your hands together. There's no separation. We're one and the same. A child of the Creator, known by different names. The Alpha and Omega, the eternal flame. It burns deep inside you. Do you know my name? I am from the mountains to the oceans. I am from the rocks to the trees. I am all the stars and constellations. I am, you are. I
Charles Holt, thank you. We want to do a little blessing on you. If you could just stand and open up your heart as you move forward, just know that this community is just supporting you and all you do. And we're just going to send you some love. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the divinity in you. Wishing you great success and love. I know, right? Beautiful message. And yeah, the Wizard of Oz is so metaphysical. All right. Well, I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you, Charles. Thank you to our amazing band. We have Dave, and Joe, and Pete. We've got our team back there keeping things rolling, especially for you all. And just want to thank you for your continued support. And we are no longer, as you probably have guessed, if you've been here before, not passing anything for love offerings. However, there are some blue boxes available in envelopes if you would like to offer a love offering. There's also many ways online that you can do that. And just want to thank our live stream audience all around the world, because we have places literally all around the world participating in our spiritual community. Thank you all. And yeah, we're just going to close, and Kat's going to close us, yes? And we're just going to rock on out of here. So shine your light, move forward, and just so you know, this guy has a table out in the lobby, so please stop by. He's got some CDs available. He's got his newly released book out there, and he'll write you a little love note in there. And yeah, so take the opportunity to visit with Charles Holt and look at all the gifts that he's sharing with us today out in the lobby. So thank you for that. Blessings, everyone. Thank you.
Running around facing this and that, giving it up to God and then you're taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't have to talk about it anymore. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do his thing. Looks like the weight of the world's on your back. You take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't no good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do his thing. Let him do his thing, y'all. Well, the sun's gonna shine and the river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise without your say-so. The universe is working and the good is a-flowing. Don't plant a seed, dig it up and see if it's growing. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way and let God do his thing. So here we go, y'all. Get out of the way.
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 Get out the way. Get out the way and let God do